When humanity first made contact with alien civilizations, it ignited an era of exploration and diplomacy, blending cultures and technologies across the stars. The United Earth Alliance, a coalition of Earth and its colonies, spearheaded these efforts, establishing relations with numerous alien species. One of the most mysterious and captivating planets was Zalara Prime, a vibrant world teeming with diverse life forms and advanced civilizations. The Starship Endeavour, under the command of Captain Zara Hart, approached Zalara Prime with a mission of diplomacy and discovery. The crew of the Endeavour was composed of the finest minds and explorers humanity had to offer. As they descended through the planet's atmosphere, they were greeted by a breathtaking landscape of lush forests, towering mountains, and shimmering cities. Upon landing, the delegation was met by representatives from various alien species, each more fascinating than the last. There were the sleek, technologically advanced Vortans, the mystical and telepathic Serans, and the imposing, warrior-like Ravii. The Ravii in particular stood out due to their striking appearance and intense demeanor. They were a matriarchal society, known for their fierce warriors and elaborate rituals. Captain Zara Hart, a seasoned diplomat with a background in xenoanthropology, was keenly aware of the importance of this mission. She had studied the Ravii extensively, but nothing could have prepared her for the palpable tension and excitement in the air. The Ravii representatives, led by their Queen Valara, eyed Zara with a mix of curiosity and anticipation. Shortly after their arrival, Captain Zara Hart received an unexpected invitation to a high-stakes diplomatic summit hosted by the Ravii. The invitation was unusually formal and bore the royal seal of Queen Valara, indicating its significance. Zara, intrigued and slightly apprehensive, accepted the invitation, recognizing it as an opportunity to forge a crucial alliance. The summit was held in a grand hall carved into the side of a mountain, a testament to Ravii craftsmanship and their connection to nature. As Zara entered the hall, she was struck by the opulence and the array of alien dignitaries present. It became evident that this was not just a diplomatic gathering, but a significant event in Ravii culture. The atmosphere was electric with anticipation. Zara was introduced to the Ravii traditions, including their history of ritual combat for mates and power. Queen Valara, a commanding presence with an aura of regal authority, explained the ancient prophecy that foretold the arrival of a human who would unite the Ravii clans. This human, Valara declared, was none other than Zara. The revelation left Zara stunned. She had come prepared for diplomatic negotiations, not to be thrust into the center of an ancient prophecy. Valara's words carried weight among the Ravii, and the assembled warriors began to murmur in excitement and speculation. The Queen's declaration set the stage for a series of events that would challenge Zara's diplomacy skills and her very survival. Unbeknownst to Zara, the summit was a pretext for the Ravii to observe and ultimately fight for her. The Queen had decreed that the warrior who won would claim Zara as her consort, sparking a fierce competition among the Ravii warriors. This ritual combat, deeply ingrained in Ravii culture, was about to unfold with Zara at its heart. The summit hall was filled with a palpable energy as the Ravii warriors prepared for the upcoming ritual. The grand chamber echoed with the sounds of preparation, metal clanging, warriors sparring, and elders chanting ancient verses. Captain Zara Hart stood at the edge, watching with a mixture of awe and apprehension. She had read about the Ravii's customs, but witnessing their fervor firsthand was an entirely different experience. The Ravii were an impressive sight, each warrior adorned in elaborate armor that gleamed under the hall's lights. Their physiques were powerful, reflecting a life dedicated to combat and physical prowess. Zara observed their rituals closely, trying to understand the underlying motivations and cultural significance. She noted the intricate designs on their armor, each symbol telling a story of battles fought and honors earned. Queen Valara, standing on a raised dais, commanded the room with her presence. Her voice cut through the noise, calling for silence. The warriors immediately ceased their activities, turning their attention to their queen. Valara's eyes locked onto Zara, a predatory gleam in her gaze. "Today," Valara began, her voice resonating with authority, "we honor our ancestors and embrace our destiny. The prophecy speaks of a human who will bring unity to our clans. Captain Zara Hart, you are that human." Zara stepped forward, feeling the weight of hundreds of eyes upon her. "Queen Valara, I am honored by your welcome, but I must understand what this ritual entails." Valara's smile was both welcoming and fierce. "This is the ritual of combat. Our warriors will fight to prove their worthiness. The victor will claim you as their consort, fulfilling the prophecy." The revelation hit Zara like a shockwave. She had anticipated diplomacy, not being the prize in a contest. She opened her mouth to protest, but Valara raised a hand to silence her. "You are not a prisoner here, Captain Hart. You are free to leave, but know that doing so may dishonor our customs and jeopardize the alliance we seek." Zara nodded slowly, understanding the delicate balance she had to maintain. The Raviai's respect for strength and honor was paramount, and any misstep could lead to conflict. She decided to stay and observe, hoping to find a way to navigate this challenging situation without compromising her principles. The room buzzed with anticipation as the Raviai warriors stepped forward one by one to declare their intent to fight for Zara. Each warrior presented themselves with a unique flourish, showcasing their skills and attributes. Zara watched, trying to gauge their characters and motivations. The first to step forward was Naira, a tall and imposing figure with piercing blue eyes and a confident stride. "I am Naira of the Iron Claw clan. I will fight with honor and strength to claim the human captain." Her declaration was met with approving murmurs from the crowd. Next was Thalia, a lithe and agile warrior known for her speed and cunning. "I am Thalia of the Shadow Fang clan. My blade is swift and my resolve unbreakable. The human will be mine." Thalia's eyes glinted with determination, her gaze never leaving Zara. One by one, the warriors made their declarations, each more fervent than the last. Zara listened intently, trying to find any hint of dissent or possibility for negotiation. The Raviai were a proud people, and their commitment to this ritual was evident in every word spoken. When it was Lyra's turn, she stepped forward with a calm and measured demeanor. "I am Lyra of the Starfire clan. I do not fight for possession but for change. If I win, it will be to prove that our traditions can evolve." Her words were met with a mixture of surprise and skepticism. Lyra's stance was a bold departure from the norm, and it intrigued Zara. As the declarations concluded, Queen Valara addressed the assembly. "The ritual of combat will commence at dawn. May the strongest prevail, and may our clans be united." With that, the warriors dispersed to prepare for the battles ahead. Zara, feeling a mix of apprehension and determination, sought out Lyra. She found the young warrior sharpening her blade, a look of deep concentration on her face. "Lyra," Zara began, "I appreciate your words. This ritual, it's more than just a fight, isn't it?" Lyra looked up, her expression serious. "Yes, Captain Hart. It's about our future. Change is difficult for my people, but sometimes a single act of courage can spark a revolution." Zara nodded, feeling a spark of hope. "Then let's work together. I may be the focus of this prophecy, but with your help we can shape its outcome." Lyra's eyes shone with resolve. "Agreed. We will find a way to honor our traditions while forging a new path." As the night fell, Zara and Lyra continued their discussions, forming a plan that would test their strength, wits, and resolve. The dawn would bring not just battles of physical prowess, but a struggle for the very soul of the Raviai people. The days leading up to the ritual of combat were a whirlwind of activity. The Raviai warriors trained relentlessly, honing their skills and preparing their minds for the intense battles to come. Each warrior had their own unique training regimen, reflective of their clan's traditions and personal combat styles. Naira, of the Iron Claw clan, spent hours in the forge, her powerful arms swinging a massive hammer to shape her weapons. Her training was a grueling blend of physical endurance and weapon mastery. She believed in the brute strength and resilience that had always defined her clan. Thalia, from the Shadowfang clan, preferred the quiet of the forest surrounding the Grand Hall. She moved like a shadow among the trees, practicing stealth and speed. Her daggers flashed in the dappled sunlight as she struck at unseen enemies, her movements silent and lethal. In contrast, Lyra's preparations were a blend of physical and philosophical exercises. She meditated in the morning, seeking clarity and inner strength. Her combat training was focused and precise, blending the physical with the mental to create a formidable whole. Zara joined her whenever possible, learning about HFY customs and strategies, while sharing insights about human tactics and diplomacy. Meanwhile, Zara's human delegation worked tirelessly to understand the rules and traditions governing the ritual of combat. They analyzed HFY combat footage, consulted with other alien species familiar with HFY customs, and brainstormed ways to support Zara without violating the delicate balance of respect and autonomy. As the preparations intensified, so did the camaraderie among the warriors. Despite the fierce competition, there was a shared sense of purpose and honor. The warriors respected each other's skills and dedication, even as they prepared to face each other in combat. Queen Valara watched the preparations with a mix of pride and apprehension. She knew the stakes were high, not just for the warriors, but for the future of the HFY people. The outcome of the ritual could determine the direction of their society for generations to come. The dawn of the ritual of combat arrived with an air of solemnity and anticipation. The Grand Hall was transformed into an arena, its walls echoing with the chants of HFY elders and the murmurs of the gathered spectators. The warriors stood ready, their faces set with determination and resolve. The first match was between Nyra and Thalia, a clash of brute strength against agile cunning. The arena fell silent as the two warriors stepped forward, their weapons gleaming under the morning light. Zara watched from a special platform, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and fascination. Queen Valara signaled the start of the match with a resounding gong. Nyra charged forward, her massive frame moving with surprising speed. Thalia, anticipating the attack, darted to the side, her movements fluid and graceful. The two warriors exchanged blows, each displaying their unique combat styles. Nyra's attacks were powerful and relentless, her hammer crashing down with earth-shaking force. Thalia countered with quick, precise strikes, her daggers flashing like lightning. The clash was intense, the sound of metal on metal ringing through the arena. Despite her size, Nyra was agile, her movements fueled by raw power. Thalia's agility and precision allowed her to evade many of Nyra's strikes, but the sheer force of Nyra's attacks began to wear her down. Zara watched, her mind racing with thoughts of strategy and outcome. She admired the skill and dedication of both warriors, but she also saw the potential for change in Thalia's nimble, adaptive style. The match reached a fever pitch as Nyra landed a glancing blow on Thalia, knocking her to the ground. Breathing heavily, Thalia pushed herself up, her eyes burning with determination. She launched a final desperate attack, using her speed to get within Nyra's guard. Her daggers flashed as she struck, landing several quick blows before leaping back out of reach. Nyra staggered but did not fall, her expression one of fierce respect. The match concluded with Nyra emerging victorious, but it was clear to all that Thalia had fought valiantly. The spectators cheered for both warriors, acknowledging their skill and bravery. As Nyra helped Thalia to her feet, there was a moment of shared respect that transcended the competition. As the matches progressed, Zara found herself increasingly impressed by the strength and honor of the HFY warriors. However, the intensity of the competition and the stakes at hand began to weigh heavily on her. It was during one of the brief intermissions between matches that Lyra approached her. "Captain Hart," Lyra said, her tone respectful but earnest, "I wish to speak with you." Zara nodded, signaling for Lyra to continue. The young warrior glanced around to ensure they were alone before speaking in a hushed tone. "I respect our traditions, but I also see the potential for change. Our people are strong, but we are not invincible. We must adapt if we are to survive in this ever-changing galaxy." Zara felt a spark of hope. "I agree, Lyra. But how can we change a system so deeply ingrained in your culture?" Lyra's eyes shone with determination. "By showing that there is another way. I propose that we use this ritual to demonstrate not just our physical prowess, but our capacity for unity and understanding. If we can gain the support of other warriors, we can challenge the status quo from within. Zara considered Lyra's words carefully. And how do we go about doing that? Lyra smiled, a hint of mischief in her eyes. We start by forming alliances. There are others who, like me, see the need for change. If we can rally them, we can present a united front. Over the next few days, Zara and Lyra worked tirelessly to build their coalition. They approached other warriors discreetly, gauging their openness to reform and discussing the benefits of a more unified, progressive Ravi society. Slowly but surely, they gathered support, forging bonds of trust and mutual respect. Zara also leveraged her diplomatic skills, engaging with other alien representatives to gain their backing. She highlighted the potential for greater cooperation and peace if the Ravi embraced change. Her efforts began to pay off as more and more warriors and delegates expressed their willingness to support their cause. Queen Valara, however, remained steadfast in her belief that the prophecy must be fulfilled through traditional combat. She watched the growing alliance with suspicion and unease. Sensing the threat to her authority, she decided to take matters into her own hands. Valara summoned Zara and Lyra to a private audience. The queen's quarters were opulent, filled with artifacts and symbols of Ravi history and power. Valara's gaze was piercing as she addressed them. "I see that you have been busy," Valara said, her tone cold. "You seek to undermine our traditions and challenge my authority." Zara met Valara's gaze steadily. "We seek to honor your traditions while also advocating for a more united and progressive future for your people." Valara's eyes narrowed. "You are an outsider, Captain Hart. You do not understand the depth of our customs." Lyra stepped forward, her voice firm. "With all due respect, my queen, times are changing. Our people must evolve if we are to thrive. This is not about undermining tradition, but about strengthening our future." Valara's expression hardened. "You leave me no choice. If you continue on this path, you will face the consequences." Undeterred, Zara and Lyra redoubled their efforts. They knew that the only way to enact real change was to win the support of the majority. They held secret meetings, strategized, and inspired others with their vision of a better Ravi society. The turning point came during a particularly intense match between two of the most respected warriors. The crowd watched in awe as the combatants displayed incredible skill and tenacity. But as the match neared its climax, one of the warriors, named Rena, suddenly halted her attack. "We fight for honor and glory," Rena declared, her voice echoing through the arena. "But we must also fight for our future. I stand with those who seek change." Her words sent shockwaves through the assembly. Rena's courage and status lent significant weight to the reformist cause. One by one, other warriors began to voice their support, creating a groundswell of momentum that could not be ignored. Queen Valara, seeing the tide turning against her, was forced to confront the reality of the situation. She realized that clinging to the old ways could lead to division and strife. With a heavy heart, she called for an assembly of all warriors and delegates to discuss the future of their society. In the grand hall, Zara, Lyra, and their allies presented their vision. They spoke passionately about unity, strength through diversity, and the need to adapt in a rapidly changing galaxy. The assembly listened intently, and the mood shifted from resistance to contemplation. In the end, it was Valara herself who stood and addressed her people. "We have always been strong, but true strength lies in our ability to change and grow. Let us honor our traditions while embracing a future where all Ravi can thrive together." Her words marked a pivotal moment in Ravi history. The warriors and delegates erupted in applause, signaling their acceptance of the new path forward. The ritual of combat had not only showcased their physical prowess, but had also sparked a movement for unity and progress. With the immediate crisis averted and a new direction set, Zara felt a sense of relief and accomplishment. The journey was far from over, but the first steps towards a brighter future had been taken. The newfound momentum for change did not sit well with everyone. Queen Valara, while publicly accepting the new direction, secretly harbored doubts. Unbeknownst to Zara and Lyra, Valara had already devised a plan to ensure her loyalists maintained control. Valara summoned her most trusted advisors and loyal warriors, instructing them to sabotage the efforts of Zara and Lyra. She manipulated the matches, ensuring that the most brutal and unyielding warriors would face the reformists. These loyalists were ordered to use any means necessary to win, including tactics that skirted the edges of Ravii honor. The first sign of betrayal came during a critical match between Lyra and one of Valara's staunch supporters, Kiran. As the battle commenced, it was clear that Kiran was fighting with an aggression and ruthlessness that went beyond the usual Ravii code. Lyra fought valiantly, but Kiran's attacks were relentless and laced with underhanded tricks. Zara, watching from the sidelines, sensed something was amiss. She saw the calculated malice in Kiran's moves and realized that the match was not just about proving strength, but about eliminating opposition. Lyra, though skilled, was caught off guard by the unexpected ferocity and cunning of Kiran's assaults. Despite the odds, Lyra managed to hold her ground, but it was evident that the tide was turning against the reformists. Zara decided to take action. She approached the alien delegates and appealed to their sense of justice and honor. With their support, she challenged the legitimacy of the matches, demanding an investigation into Valara's conduct. The delegates, recognizing the potential for deeper conflict, agreed to Zara's request. They called for a temporary halt to the matches and convened a council to examine the accusations. Valara, now under scrutiny, faced mounting pressure from both within and outside her ranks. With the council's decision to investigate Valara's actions, a temporary ceasefire was called. This pause in the combat provided Zara and Lyra a critical opportunity to regroup and strengthen their alliance. They gathered their supporters and held secret meetings to discuss their strategy moving forward. During these discussions, it became clear that their cause had more support than they initially realized. Warriors from various clans, who had remained silent out of fear, began to speak up. They shared their own experiences and frustrations with the current system, reinforcing the need for change. Zara and Lyra also received unexpected support from other alien delegates who had witnessed the betrayal. They offered their resources and expertise to help expose Valara's manipulation. This coalition of Ravii reformists and alien allies began to draft a new charter, outlining a more equitable and united future for the Ravii people. As the investigation into Valara's actions progressed, evidence of her deception and underhanded tactics came to light. The council, composed of Ravii elders and alien representatives, scrutinized the findings and confronted Valara. The queen, faced with undeniable proof and growing dissent, had no choice but to step down from her position. In a dramatic assembly, Valara publicly admitted her actions and relinquished her throne. The announcement sent shockwaves through the Ravii society, but it also opened the door for a new era. The council appointed an interim leadership team composed of both reformists and traditionalists tasked with guiding the transition. The final step in securing the future of the Ravii was to formally end the ritual of combat and adopt the new charter. In a grand ceremony attended by warriors, elders, and alien delegates, Zara and Lyra presented the charter. It was a symbol of unity, respect, and progress, reflecting the combined efforts and aspirations of all involved. The warriors, though initially hesitant, gradually accepted the new path. They realized that true strength lay not just in physical combat, but in the ability to adapt and evolve. The charter was ratified with overwhelming support, marking a historic moment for the Ravii people. With the immediate crisis averted and a new leadership structure in place, Zara and Lyra could finally breathe a sigh of relief. The battles had been fierce, and the path to change fraught with challenges, but they had succeeded in planting the seeds of a brighter future. With the formal adoption of the new charter, the ritual of combat was set to culminate in one final, decisive match. This battle would symbolize the end of the old ways and the beginning of a new era for the Ravii people. The arena was packed with spectators. Their excitement mingled with a sense of anticipation for the future. Lyra, now a central figure in the reformist movement, was chosen to represent the new path forward. Her opponent, however, was a surprise to many. Valara herself, the former queen, had insisted on fighting to prove her strength and honor one last time. This was her way of accepting the new changes while showing that she was not backing down from a fight. The arena fell silent as the two warriors stepped into the circle. Valara, despite her recent fall from power, exuded a fierce determination. Lyra, embodying the hope and aspirations of the reformists, stood ready, her eyes locked on her former queen. The gong sounded and the final battle began. Valara attacked with a fury born of years of rule and unyielding strength. Her strikes were powerful and precise, each one a testament to her experience. Lyra, however, fought with a different kind of strength, a blend of agility, intelligence, and the support of those who believed in her vision. The clash was intense, a breathtaking display of skill and willpower. Valara's aggressive tactics were countered by Lyra's nimbleness and strategic maneuvers. The crowd watched in awe as the two women fought, each blow a statement of their resolve. As the battle progressed, it became clear that this was more than just a fight. It was a symbolic struggle for the soul of the Ravii people. The spectators were torn, their loyalties divided between respect for the old ways and hope for the new. In a dramatic turn, Valara managed to land a heavy blow, knocking Lyra to the ground. The former queen stood over her, poised for the final strike. But instead of delivering it, Valara hesitated, seeing the determination and vision in Lyra's eyes. She recognized the future her people needed. Lowering her weapon, Valara stepped back and addressed the crowd. "Strength is not just about power, it is about knowing when to change. Lyra embodies the future of our people. I concede." The arena erupted in applause and cheers, the tension dissolving into a collective celebration. Lyra rose to her feet, offering a respectful nod to Valara. The final battle had ended not in defeat, but in mutual respect and understanding. With the conclusion of the ritual of combat, a profound sense of change swept through the Ravii society. The final battle had not only secured Lyra's place as a leader, but also symbolized the beginning of a new chapter for the Ravii people. The atmosphere was electric with the promise of a brighter future. In the days following the battle, the interim leadership team, now including both reformists and traditionalists, worked tirelessly to implement the new charter. The council met frequently, drafting policies that reflected the new values of unity, respect, and progress. Zara played a crucial role, offering her diplomatic expertise and ensuring that the transition was smooth and inclusive. One of the first initiatives was to establish educational programs that blended traditional Ravii teachings with new ideas from their alien allies. These programs aimed to foster a sense of shared identity and purpose among the younger generation, ensuring that the values of the new charter were deeply ingrained from an early age. Economic reforms were also high on the agenda. The new council introduced measures to promote trade and cooperation with other civilizations, leveraging the strengths of the Ravii people while opening up new opportunities for growth and development. These changes not only improved the standard of living, but also strengthened the Ravii's position in the galactic community. The integration of alien technologies and knowledge further propelled the Ravii into a new era of innovation and prosperity. Collaborative projects with the Vortans and Sirans led to advancements in medicine, engineering, and environmental sustainability, benefiting all species involved. As these changes took root, the daily life of the Ravii people began to transform. There was a renewed sense of optimism and purpose, a feeling that they were part of something greater than themselves. Traditional festivals and rituals were adapted to include elements of the new charter, celebrating not just the past, but also the future they were building together. For Zara, the transformation of the Ravii society was a deeply fulfilling experience. She had come to Zalara Prime as a diplomat, but she had become a catalyst for profound change. Her bond with Lyra and the other reformists grew stronger, solidifying alliances that would last for generations. One evening, as Zara stood on a balcony overlooking the bustling city of Zalara Prime, Lyra joined her. "We've come a long way," Lyra said, her voice filled with pride and reflection. We have, Zara agreed, smiling. But this is just the beginning. There's so much more we can achieve together. Lyra nodded, her gaze fixed on the horizon. With unity and determination, we can create a future where all Ravii can thrive, and we'll do it side by side, as equals. As the two women stood together, they knew that their journey was far from over. The path ahead would have its challenges, but they were ready to face them together, guided by a shared vision of a better tomorrow. The stars above Zilara Prime shone brightly, a reminder of the endless possibilities that lay ahead. The new era had begun, and with it, a promise of unity, progress, and hope for all who called the galaxy home.